This conference started way back in 1973, so it's almost 45 years of tradition. The main goal of the conference is to gather a large number of top scientists and researchers in this area, which is now becoming one of the most important area in treating the electrical energy, and with many applications starting from low power devices up to renewable generation, electric vehicles, high-speed trains. It's the area which covers the field of power electronics. So this conference attracts about 200 participants, which is actually the strong improvement regarding the previous conferences.
Power electronics as an area is quickly exceeding all expectations in its development, primarily because all the developments in electrification of the transport and renewable energy sources, and it will continue in this manner. So this conference actually has a great importance for the future as well, and it's nice to see that there are a lot of people around who are interested in future developments.
It provides a forum where the local researchers and students can get engaged and also meet the people from outside, and in that sense have a connection and improve their knowledge and understanding of the other people.
Well, being a Novi Sad student and having been employed here for 3 years, I'm very familiar with the conference, and it's one of the oldest, let's say, in this region in Europe. And we still, myself, students, I try to return, especially now since conference is part of IEEE community. It really brings more visibility to the conference and also to the papers presented.
First of all, the subject is very hot, power electronics, and it's going to explode in industry, in automotive, in power systems, and in house appliances. Second, they had it now 19 times, so they have here a tradition.
Quite confident it's important for the world, because in this conference here we are talking about technology which is going to make breakthrough for the human being in the future. So in that sense it's very important, because we discuss how to generate power, we discuss how to distribute power, and we also discuss how to use power.
Power electronics is very, very important for us today, because maybe we don't understand that, but power electronics is part of our life. Whatever you touch today, automotive, cell phone, laptop, is full of power electronics. And it's impossible to imagine your life without power electronics.
I think it is probably, if we are talking about regional importance, I would tend to think that the biggest importance is the inspiration for the new engineers and the young people who are coming up. Because this is their window into the world. They can see people whose papers they have been reading, studying, and now they face them and can ask them questions.
I think that this conference is very important for this region, especially for Novi Sad and Belgrade, because in this area all of our engineers in power electronics area are coming to Novi Sad to this conference every 2 years. So it is important that the world knows about us, what we do here, and what development is going on here.
This is definitely the most important conference in power electronics in the region, not only in Serbia, in the whole region of Southern Europe, and it's been going on for I think 40 years now. I've been regular attendee since 2003, and judging by the previous attendance as well as the attendance this time around, some of the world leaders in the area of power electronics are attending conference and giving very, very interesting talks.
I think it's a very nice conference with a heavy focus on the power electronics, with a people that are, deeply in this area, and we know each other and we communicate with each. It's a good networking opportunity.
I think it's definitely an important conference. It is mainly dealing with power electronics. Yeah, we have really nice and high quality presentations here and papers. So I'm more basically from the power systems point of view. Yeah. So and it's really interesting for me to learn a little bit more on the equipment side.
Power electronics is progressing very, very rapidly as a consequence of that technological improvement of the power devices, which is wide bandgap devices, and it is becoming a reality, the change. Serbia has been traditionally a great place for power electronics. There are many outstanding researchers worldwide in very different places. I know most of them, which are working in key universities around the world and also here locally, and this is an opportunity to bring them together. I have seen in the program that most of them are coming to their original country to support this technology. So the level is absolutely great because Serbia has contributed greatly to power electronics along the years in the last decades.
It's a great honor and pleasure for me to attend this conference. Every conferences are always opportunity to exchange, to facilitate exchange of expert knowledge. And as far as I know, this conference has a long tradition, and I'm really glad to be here today.
Power Electronics Conference 2017 has a very great impact on the both on the region, but more widely, because this conference is now completely supported by the famous and most important organization IEEE. So we could expect very good keynote lectures, invited lectures, and also panel speeches.
We have people from industry. They are presenting some solutions, and also the people from university are giving their proposals for the new devices. At this moment we are a truly international conference, and most of the researchers and participants are actually from abroad. This is for us very good because our people from our academia and industry can learn what is going on all around us, in Europe especially, but there are also participants from other, from overseas, from US, from China, from Japan.
This year we can see a really boom in I would say international names, a lot of famous guys from world, which means we are gaining a little bit in importance of this conference on high level, I would say international level.
Of course, it's very interesting to know that at this conference, a large number of participants who have come from all over the world, actually former university students and PhD candidates.
This is a great pleasure. Many people started here with their first publications, and then they are invited later, like my case now, to be co-chairing the conference and giving the speeches after the successful careers that started here in this environment and then span the whole world.
Seen in the region here, I also think it's important to emphasize the strength of academic and industrial capacity, and we can see that by the number of people who are attending here, and we can also see the high level of international participation with high level people, meaning that the region here has also some kind of attractiveness in a global perspective. So in that sense, it's a very interesting conference you have here.
We have around 250 authors and co-authors of the papers. We will have altogether 63 papers in international part, and we will have additional 8 papers in a national part of this conference. The authors come from 29 countries. All papers will be elevated to the standard of IEEE, which is now the top standard regarding the research community, and all the papers will be published in IEEE Explore the database, so it will be available and visible to all people all around the world, especially for the IEEE members.
It's a nice opportunity, and we are very proud that have Power Electronics Conference here in Novi Sad. And it's very important, of course, for the Faculty of Technical Sciences Department for Power Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. It's a unique opportunity for our researcher, for our professors to meet the researcher from another university and to discuss about the common topics and, of course, about the very actual topics today in the area of power and energy.
You see, it's very easy to organize a conference once, but to organize it in the same place so many times takes time, energy. So I congratulate them for this patience. This is a service to our profession.
Novi Sad has been leading in our region here in southern, southeastern Europe for a number of years in this particular area, and I'm sure that under leadership of Professor Kartic and his assistants it will continue for many years to come.
And I think it is a very good department of electrical engineering. The quality, above everything, the quality of the people and therefore of the students who come out is very good.